Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live stream with Maria Wendt. I'm super excited to be going live. You guys know me. You know I love these. Love talking to you guys. Love being with you. So today I'm super excited about this live stream topic because we're kind of taking it back to the basics. We're not getting into super complicated stuff. I'm really just talking about how I booked myself solid. And I've been in business now. I've been doing this for about I've been in this industry. Hey, Jenna, hello. I've been in this industry forever. I've been working part-time in business for years, but full-time, so fully supporting myself in my business. I've been full-time for 2 years in September. September 2016 will have been 2 years. Hey, Tika. What a beautiful name. Did I say that right? Let me know if I said that right. That's gorgeous. So I've been in business full-time, fully supporting myself, paying all my bills, all my vacations, all my lifestyle. Everything I do has been supported full-time by my business for 2 years now. Hey, Joe, what's up, dude? So for 2 years now, I've been in business. September 2016, that is when I quit my day job. And I'll never forget, I wrote a letter, and it was a really big moment for me. So I wrote out this letter talking to my boss, who actually, for those of you guys that don't know, I worked for my dad. He currently still owns a huge web design digital media agency. He has like 30 plus employees, whatever. So I worked for him. And I remember I wrote a letter to him, and it's just like, thank you for everything I've learned. I've loved working for you, blah, 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 blah. I'm really excited to see if I can make this whole entrepreneurship thing work for me. And I put the letter, I was the last person out of the office that day. So I put the letter on his desk, and I locked up the office, and I walked out. And that was it. That was my last day. And at the time, right, I'd only been full-time. I didn't know if I could stay in business. I didn't know what the next 2 years were going to look like for me. But the reality is that it was an instant success. And I've been booked solid now for almost 2 years. I've never had to worry about getting clients. I've never been worried about, my pipeline getting filled. I've never had to worry about, I've never had to try to sell anyone out of desperation. I've never had lack mindset. All of that has been just it's been what's been my life for the last couple of years now. And I'm excited to teach you guys what I've learned over the last 2 years, because don't get me wrong, I've made a lot of mistakes. And if I can save you guys from those mistakes, that's what I'm here for. So, okay, so Tika says, that's right. Awesome. What a cool name. I'm going to look you up later. I think that's such a cool name. Joe says, good morning. Joe, what time is it? It's like 1 o'clock my time. And Elisa, hi, how are you? I haven't talked to you in a while. How have you been? Okay. So basically what I'm going to be doing, guys, today is I'm going to be talking about some things that I've learned over the last couple of years and how I got booked solid. So I'm going to share that with you guys. I have a little thank you gift. Hey, Danielle. Oh, from Atlanta. Hi. I have a little gift. For those of you guys that share this video, there's a little thing that I typed out that I want to give you guys. I normally charge for it, but I want to give it to you for free. All you have to do is share this video and then comment and let me know that you shared. And if you do this before the end of the live stream, whether you're watching the replay or joining me live, I'm going to go ahead and send you that little surprise that I have. So share the video, comment that you shared, and I'll make sure to get you a copy of that. But while we're here, what I want to talk to you guys today about is just how I got booked solid. I'm going to share my the mistakes that I made. I'm going to share kind of my journey and the takeaways that you guys can have, that you guys can do in your own business. Oh, Elisa shared because I love you. Girl, I love you too. I'm so excited for us to work together. So I've been booked solid for 2 years, and anyone that's been in the business for a while knows that that's not typical. Most entrepreneurs, they struggle at first, right? Or they struggle even a couple of years into it. They struggle to get clients consistently. It's tough for them to predict their monthly expenses because they can't predict their monthly income. They don't really have consistency. A lot of times entrepreneurs are operating their business out of desperation or out of scarcity mindset because they're not sure that they're going to have, hey, Dania, hello. They're not sure that they're going to, they don't know when their next client is coming from, right? I know a lot of you guys watching this are kind of in that position where you're not exactly sure when or how your next client is coming. And that's not an ideal place to be. We want you to know exactly where your next client is coming from because we want you to to confidently operate your business. And when you know, okay, I know I have 6 clients lined up. I'm booked out until, well, let's see, it's May now. So you're booked out until September. If you know that you have 10 clients lined up from now until September, you know exactly how you're going to be working with them. You know exactly what you're going to be doing. You get to operate your business from a place of abundance and confidence and mental peace. And that's what we want, right? We didn't quit our 9-to-5s to be stressed out about money. We quit our 9-to-5s to live a life of freedom and joy and getting to focus on doing what we love and traveling where we want to travel and all of that. And so my goal, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit more later, but my goal with this program that I'm running is to get entrepreneurs to this place. I'm going to talk about the program later. It's not really the point of this video. What I really want to do is talk about how to get yourself booked solid. And with your dream clients, with your ideal clients. Hey, Diane and Caitlin and Tika shared. Oh, thank you, girl. I'll send you your gift. So speaking from experience, when you know, okay, like I have clients lined up until November, or I have clients that are lined up until December or whatever, January, or a year in advance or 6 months in advance, you get to take a deep breath. You get to just, okay, now I get to put out content and do whatever I want to do. I don't have to worry about getting clients. And I get to just live a life of peace. And you're not stressed out and you're not worried. And that's one of the biggest problems. When I made this program, what I did was I looked at one of the biggest, I tried to identify the pain points of most entrepreneurs. And a big one, guys, is that we don't know where our next client is coming from, and it's stressful and it's paralyzing, and it keeps us up at night, and we don't know if we can spend this money now because we don't know what we're going to make next month, and all of that. And there's a lot of really big pain points. Hey, Danielle. Caitlin says, I'm so happy to be watching your lives again. Girl, I missed you. I know, it's so good to be back from my honeymoon, done with wedding planning, just in the zone. I love it. So one of the biggest pain points, right, is not knowing where your next client is coming from, and having that fear and that worry, and that maybe sometimes it's lack of confidence in yourself, or it's self-doubt. It's not fun, right? It's a big pain point for this industry. And so I want to share with you guys, anyone who's watching, and if you're watching the replay, hello. Hey, Janet. Hello. By the way, if you're just hopping on now, hey, Shauna, if you share this video, I have a little gift that I want to give you. So if you share this video and then you comment that you shared, I have a little gift that I normally charge for, but I just want to give it to you as a thank you for sharing my video. So share this video and I will send you your gift. Shauna, how are you, girl? Okay, so the first thing that what's up, wife? Oh, guys, I'm a wife. I'm not even wearing my rings. I forgot to put them on this morning. I'm a terrible wife. What's up, wife? Well, I am learning how to cook, which is fun. Trying to get better at that. Doing okay. Made my first meal. It was a microwave lasagna, so it wasn't amazing, but I'm working on it, guys. If you have easy recipes, send me easy recipes, because I seriously need that. I'm newlywed, don't know what I'm doing when it comes to cooking at all, so I could use help in that area. But I know how to get booked solid. I can teach you guys that. If you teach me how to cook, I'll teach you how to get booked solid. Okay, so the first thing that I did, and the first mistake that most entrepreneurs make, is they are all over the place, right? We see them. We know exactly who I'm talking about here. They're 1 week they're a graphic designer, the next week they teach brand strategy, the next week they are a copywriter, the next week they're a Facebook marketer, the next week they're a love coach, and you just don't know what they're actually good at. So the first thing that I 100% contribute to my success is that I picked one thing and I focused on it for years. I've been full-time for 2 years, but I've been part-time for another 3. So I've been doing this for 5 years. I've been in this industry, meeting these people, talking to everyone for 5 years now. And it's seriously, part of my success is because I'm known for one thing, right? I'm really good at branding and I'm really good at marketing. It's simple. That's it. I've never hopped industries. I've always focused on the same exact thing, and I've just put it out for 5 years. I've stayed in my lane, I've stayed focused, and I've built a reputation as being someone that's very knowledgeable about branding, especially about branding. That's what most people know me for. And, I see it all the time. People tag me and stuff, a question about branding, they'll tag me in it. Looking for a brand strategist, they'll tag me in it. Looking for someone that can help me get more clients with my website, they'll tag me in that. It's because I've put out all this content for years, just helping solve people's problems. And I've built up a reputation in my industry as someone that knows a lot about branding and marketing. And you can't do that if you're constantly like bouncing from industry to industry, right? If I'm constantly, 1 week I'm a love coach, and then the next week I'm a mindset coach, and then the next week I'm a business coach, people aren't going to trust me, first of all. I'm not going to have any trust because I'm constantly bouncing industries. Secondly, people aren't going to know what I'm good at, so they're just going to they're going to be worried that they're going to recommend me for the wrong thing, so they won't recommend me. But if your potential clients, if your audience is very clear on the problems that you solve, that's going to go a long way to increasing your bank account, helping you get more clients, helping you get books sold. You're going to start to build a reputation as someone who knows what they're talking about. So Caitlin says, shared. Oh, awesome. Thanks for sharing, Caitlin. Shauna says, love your new website design. I know. I love it. My team and I did a great job. Look at me. I'm such a beachy, crazy, hair everywhere, surfer girl. That's who I am. And I finally decided to just up and own that. And it feels super, super aligned. I love it too. Janet says, hey, love to see you sharing and caring, sharing your video now. Thank you so much, Janet. How have you been? I feel like I haven't talked in a while. I hope you've been well. Caitlin says, follow my blog, girl. I post easy and healthy recipes for entrepreneurs. That's exactly what I need. I will follow your blog, Caitlin. That's awesome. And Ivy joined us. Hello, Ivy. Hi. Just a reminder for anyone who is joining live, I know we had a couple people join live while I was talking. If you share this video and then comment that you shared, I have a little gift that normally I charge for, but I give it to the people that share my videos just as a way of saying it, thank you, because I love you guys all and you're all fantastic. Okay, so the first thing you guys need to do if you're serious about getting book solid is to pick one thing, get really good at it, and build a reputation for being good at it. That's the second kind of point B, is that you have to build a reputation, a good reputation for being really good at one thing. Otherwise, that it's sort of that's where your word of mouth marketing comes in. If people know that you're really good at something, then they're going to trust you, and it's so much easier to make the sale. And so what was really interesting is that my client list filled up pretty quickly, just because I am really good at what I do, and it kind of showed. I had so much experience that it did show that I was really good at what I did. But then I was able to say, I'm booked out for 4 months. And that right there is such social proof, right? Oh, Maria, she's booked out for 4 months. She must be good at what she does. And so it kind of it was one of those things where once you get the ball rolling, it's been rolling for 2 years and it really hasn't stopped. But can you imagine if at the beginning, when I first started my business, I was well, maybe I'll be a style coach, or I'm good at branding, but that's what I do in my day job. So maybe I'll, teach people how to use Photoshop or whatever. I was not clear yet on what I was going to do when I was first getting started. And if I had zigzagged all over the place, I probably wouldn't be where I am right now. So for me, what I've really focused on doing over the last couple of years is just building up my expertise and becoming a branding and marketing expert. And that's helped, it's really helped me in my business. It's really helped my clients too, because they know what to expect when they work with me. They expect top level work, and that's what they get. So that's point number one. If you want to get book solid, is get really clear on what you do, and then just stay in that lane for 2+ years, and you're going to be fine. The second thing that I've always done, and you guys know this about me at this point, I prioritize relationships. So when I get on these Facebook Lives, oh, my Mac is closing soon. When I get on my Facebook Lives and I got distracted because my Mac is dying. 1 second. I don't know where my laptop is. Okay, well, hopefully I can get this done before my Mac dies. So you guys know me. When I get on my Facebook Lives, I'm super energetic. I love being here. I love these relationships that I'm building with everyone, with Shauna, with Ivy, with Caitlin, with Janet, everyone else who's on here right now. I know there's a couple more people on live, Danielle and everyone, and Diane and everyone else who's joining me live right now. We're building a relationship. I'm getting to know you. We're getting to become friends. And that to me truly and genuinely is one of the reasons why I do what I do. I absolutely love to do this. I love to build relationships. And I'm going to tell you guys a story, right? So when do you guys care really quick if I go and get my plug? I'm going to go get my plug really quick because I don't want this to die. So just give me a hot second and I will go get my plug. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. I really wanted to finish what I was saying and I didn't want us to die. Hey, Elisa. So guys, when I was just getting started, I was a new entrepreneur, and Facebook groups were still like this new huge thing. I remember that when Facebook groups were just getting started and everyone was like, do you guys remember that? Does anyone else remember when like Facebook groups were this like the coolest thing, and if you had a Facebook group, you were the absolute shit? I don't know if anyone else remembers that, but I remember that for me, when I was first getting started, everyone was all about, they were all about Facebook groups, which is good, that's fine. But it's sort of like that's when I got started. And I remember I was talking to this girl, and she was telling me that because I was posting to Facebook groups, but I was also really focused on one-on-one relationships, right? I was building one-on-one relationships. I was talking to people. I was having one-on-one conversations. And I remember I got into this discussion with this one girl, and she was like, my business coach says that's a total waste of time. Hey, Julie, welcome. Tika, I am totally going to answer your question. That's a great question. And Ivy says, yes, you remember the Facebook groups. Oh my gosh, I know. So this girl tells me, she's like, my business coach says it's a total waste of time to focus on one-on-one relationships. What you want to do is post to the groups, because then you're going to get the most bang for your buck. That's the most people going to see, that's how you're going to get the most people seeing you. And so it didn't feel right to me. I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep building one-on-one relationships. I'm going to keep focusing on making my relationships a priority. And maybe I'm wrong, but I really like it. This is what I really enjoy doing. So I'm going to keep doing this. So I just was like, well, okay, you do you, girl. Like, I didn't feel the need to like prove a point or anything with her. I just like, if that works for her, so be it. Like, not my business. I don't care. Not my monkeys, not my circus. I don't remember. It's like an expression like that. I love that expression. So then she comes back to me like a year later. I was so amazed. She comes back to me a year later and tells me, you were totally right. I should not have listened to that business coach. I am trying to make one-on-one relationships now, but I feel like I'm a year behind. I wish I had listened to you a year ago. This girl wasn't even my client. Like, I kind of knew who she was. She's a really nice girl. She was just misguided by some coach. It wasn't her fault at all. But I felt bad because, here I was, like, I just happened to have the right instincts. And I didn't know, like, for all I knew, I could have been the one that was like going to her a year later and said, you know what, you were right. I should have been just posting to Facebook groups. But she came to me a year later, and I just was like, wow, first of all, like, props to her for like being not the bigger person, because we didn't really have a fight at all about it, but like being humble enough and vulnerable enough to be like, hey, I was wrong. Like, I shouldn't have listened to my business coach. And it reinforced to me, and it was actually perfect timing because I was in some business slump or something, I don't remember, and I just really needed to hear like confirmation that I was on the right path, that I was doing the right thing, and it could not have come at a better timing. Hey Pam, how are you? So it just was like, again, confirmation to me of how important it is to prioritize our relationships, whether that's the people that follow us on Instagram, whether that's the people that are in our Facebook group if we have one, whether that's the people that are interacting with our content. Prioritizing relationships and putting yourself out there and just kind of showing up. Like, I don't know if this sounds weird or not, but I really just try to show up as a servant. And I really try to see how I can serve my clients and my following and my audience in a very real way, so that it really isn't like ulterior motives. Like, of all the people that I will help, maybe 2% end up becoming purchasing clients. Maybe it's more, maybe say 10%. But the other 90% of people that I help, it's truly just because I genuinely care about them and want them to have a successful business. And I think that like that attitude comes through, because I feel like we're pretty much sick of the BS in the industry, and we're really just looking for people that are really here and have our true best interests at heart. So one little example is one of the reasons why my program that I'm teaching, my group program that I'm launching, well, I should say relaunching, because it's the Get Book Solid one. You guys probably saw it. I launched it in November, and that was the one that had 30 people in it. So I'm relaunching it. But one of the biggest questions I get about this program is, why is it so inexpensive? Why are you only charging what you're charging? Everyone else is charging like $5,000. Why are you only charging $300? And the reason is because this is just what fulfills me. It's not really this particular I have like a clip on my hand. This particular program is more about giving back and really serving than it is about the money for me. I make my money other ways, but this program in particular is kind of my way of paying it forward. Because I think that a lot of entrepreneurs, especially when you're getting started, you're caught in this like this catch-22, right? Where you know that you have to invest and you know that you have, to make money, and you're fine with that. Your mindset isn't bad. You have fine mindset around investing. And if you had the $5,000, you would invest it, but you don't have the $5,000. So then you're caught in this cycle that I personally get pretty passionate about, because you really want to change your life story and change your money story and grow your business, but apparently you have to have $5,000 plus to do that. So this program that I'm hosting is more about teaching you what you actually need to know in order to make money in your business and get booked solid without having to invest $5,000. If you're a new entrepreneur, that doesn't even make sense. You shouldn't be investing $5,000 when you're a new entrepreneur. That, to me at least, that just doesn't make sense. You can do that later. That's fine. I don't have a problem with you investing. Most new entrepreneurs, they think that, or they're told, which is even worse, that their mindset isn't accurate, when it's like, lady, I would invest the money if I had it. I just literally don't have $5,000 sitting in my bank account. It's fine. So anyways, that's one of the things that sets this program apart, is that it really is more about helping my students get booked solid than it is about me making money on it. So anyways, the second thing that I've always done is focus on prioritizing relationships. And I think that's really helped my brand as a whole, because I tend to come across as someone who really cares about her people. I really am here to serve. I really show up. And I think that really helps build trust. I'm a nice person in general, so I just naturally tend to care about people. And I think that served me well, because I'm not one of those people that come across as super badass or anything. I mean, look at me. I'm very nice. I'm a very nice person. And I care about people. And I think that serves us best in business. So if you aren't already, definitely be prioritizing relationships. Don't be afraid to get one-on-one with a lot of people who don't end up working for you, or hiring you or signing up for your program, or whatever. Don't be afraid to just put yourself out there and give. And what I found is that if you give and you give and you give, that 2% or that 10% or whatever it is, that's going to be enough. That will be enough to give you more abundance than you ever thought possible, right? I have more abundance in my life than I ever thought possible, and it's because I showed up and prioritized relationships. Melissa, hey girl, how are you doing? I feel like I haven't talked to you in a while. How are you? I feel like I haven't talked to anyone in a while, to be honest, because I was on a honeymoon, but you know how it is. Okay, number 3. By the way, just a reminder, if you haven't shared this video yet, I know we had a lot of people that shared it. If you haven't shared this video yet, I have a little thank you gift that I'm giving to the people that share it. I usually charge for this little thank you gift, but if you share it and then comment that you shared, I'm going to send you over the little thank you gift. So let me know if you've done that. And Julie says that's exactly it. Yeah, Julie, I know that for you, it's not about a mindset thing, right? You would invest the money if you had it, but it's literally, you're just getting started. Not many new entrepreneurs have that kind of capital lying around. So honestly, the question then is, would it make more sense for you to invest, that much in a pro, it's one of those things where I wanted my program to be accessible to literally anyone. And the program that I'm offering, the one that teaches you how to get booked solid with your dream clients, and it's made a really big difference in the lives of my other students, right? Students that just, oh my gosh, my past students, guys, they showed up and they did the work, but man, it's really good for them. They're booked solid for months in advance. One girl from my class that I taught in December, she has a closing rate of 100%. I don't even have a closing rate of 100%. She literally has closed 100% of the phone calls that she's gone on, which is insane to me. It's better than even I'm just like, well, geez, I need a 100% closing rate. What the heck? That's amazing. So the program really works for a lot of people, but the thing is, it was accessible to everyone, and that's what mattered to me. So I totally hear what you're saying, Julie. All right, finally, number 3. I committed myself to learning everything that I needed to become successful. So if you're going to be an entrepreneur and if you're going to get booked solid, it's going to take a lot of commitment. And that's normal. That's what everyone needs to do, right? We can't half-ass this. We can't, hobby business this. If you really want to get booked solid, you have to commit. And you have to commit to learning a lot. Over the course of the last 2 years, I have learned so much about money mindset, about marketing, about business, about sales, about investing, about how money works. I've learned so much, and I've committed myself to this journey of learning. And I know that for even the little bit that I do know, there's so much that I don't know. It's almost like one of those things where I now know enough to know what I don't know and all the things I do need to learn. But I think that one of the things that really set me apart was that I committed to learning. I committed to doing whatever it took for me to grow. And sometimes that learning does require an investment. Sometimes it means signing up for a program. Sometimes it means investing in a coach. But sometimes it means, it could just mean watching a YouTube video. I am not going to say the only way that you can learn is by taking my program or taking someone else's program or whatever. Like, that's obviously not true. But what you do need to learn how to do, what you do need to do is commit yourself to learning. Because I have found that as I improve myself, as I grow in myself as a person, so does the business. They grow in tandem. So when I read a book, it could be about money mindset, well, my business grows. Or when I read a book about marketing, even if I only implement 2 things from that entire book, my business grows. Or I read a book recently about finding your purpose, and I'm so excited because this book really helped me get in tune, right? That it believes that, it talks about this belief that our purpose is already inside of us. It's just our job to kind of uncover it. And I found that for me, I really just identify with my purpose in empowering women, and I'm still trying to figure out what that means, big picture. But I know that it does have something to do with changing the financial story of women. So helping women go from broke and in debt to abundant and to rich and to prosperous. And that is something that lights me up. And I'm not exactly sure what that journey is going to look like, but just knowing that and uncovering that purpose, that's helped me in business, because that's what made me want to teach this program again, because this program is all about that. This is a program that, hey, Nicole, this program, Get Booked Solid, is all about that. It's about changing the financial story of women. Or, you go from stressed out and trying to get clients out of desperation mode, hey, Kara, and you're constantly worried about where your next, your client is coming from, and it's stressful, and you know that you're operating your business out of desperation mindset, but you hate that, to, okay, I've got clients for the next 4 months. I'm good. I can take a deep breath. I can operate my business from abundance. I can enjoy this process, right? Because we started our businesses to enjoy ourselves. We wanted to enjoy a more full life. And part of that is knowing where your next client is coming from and not being stressed out about money and not being stressed out about paying your bills and up at night because you're worried about money. That's not the way we're supposed to live. I truly believe that. And it's a purpose of mine that I think I connect very deeply to. And I feel like the passion must be coming across, because I'm excited for what the next 10, 20 years have in stock for me. I cannot wait. So Ivy says, finding your personal legend is life-changing. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Ivy, definitely. Okay, guys, so what I wanted to do really quickly is talk a little bit about my program. I know I touched on it a couple of times, but what I want to do is talk a little bit about it. Basically, Get Booked Solid now. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's backed by popular demand. Of all the things that I've done, all the things that I've taught, people keep asking me about this one in particular. So I know this one's going to be selling out pretty quickly. But basically, what we're going to be doing, it's a 4-week program. Starts on June 4th, and we're going to be teaching you everything that you need to know to get booked solid. I know this program works. This is a tried and true, tested and true program. I had a lot of really good student testimonials from my last one. I think it made a really big difference on my students' lives. And basically, we're going to teach you things like money mindset. We're going to teach you marketing, right? So you know how to promote your business. We're going to teach you making sure you're packaging your sales, your products correctly. We're going to talk about, gosh, what else do we talk about? Branding a little bit. We're going to talk about how to position yourself so that you actually look like an expert in your industry. There's a sales page that lists out every module that we go through. But I think for me, hands down, the ones that really helped the most were, they're all very practical, but the ones that were super practical and super intentional, where we got on the phone, we all got on our class together, our course, our call, or whatever you want to call it. And we talked about sales, how to, hey, Kayla, how to get someone on the phone, say this to them, literally say that you can even use these exact words, and you'll increase your conversion rate. Or we talked about what to put on your website so that people actually want to reach out and work with you. We got really practical with this program. It was less theory and it was strategy, but it was less like that hypothetical theory stuff. And it was more about, okay, here's literally what I did, do this. And the students that did it saw results. So it's a very practical course, and I really got on people's asses about homework. So you do have homework. You will have homework. Hey, Alyssa, when you sign up, you will have homework for this this program. But I think that one of the reasons why my students saw such good results is because I was on them about them finishing this thing. I was on them about staying motivated. I was on them about encouraging one another. that's the other thing too. I was just talking about that with someone on the phone today. The community in this program was the best I've ever seen. And basically, one of the reasons why it was so good is because each one of us is better at something than another. So, you know, I am good at branding and marketing, but someone else might be really good at copywriting, or another person might be really, really good at money mindset. And so I basically called them out, and I was like, you know what, guys, like, I'm going to call you all to a higher level of accountability. So if someone posts a question in this group, answer it, do your research, you know, help them out. We're all here to empower each other to the next level. And so the community was so much more than, it wasn't like, I was sad when the whole program ended, to be honest, because it was the best community I had ever been in. People were like reviewing each other's websites and taking a look at each other's copy and just like practicing sales calls. And like, it wasn't even me, like it was my community. I did nothing for it. So it was a really, really good community. And the great thing is, I'm teaching this program again, but you guys are going to have access to that same community. So you're going to have I'm so excited about this, the alumni of that first program, so the first round that we did in December, they're staying. They're going to stay and help you guys out, which I'm super, super excited about. So you're going to have access not just to me, but to the community that has already like graduated and has already, you know, they've already done it. So that's basically what we're doing. Hey, Bernadette. Kayla says she's intrigued. Kayla, I will send you, I'll post a link. But basically, if you go to mariawent.com and then it's just /get-booked solid, I'll post a link. It's basically just Get Booked Solid. But you can go there. There's also like a bit.ly URL that I'll give you. But it's super affordable. Honestly, I'm doing this because I price it so low because for me, I really want to impact a lot of people. So this isn't one of those programs where it's like, okay, $5,000 to get in and then, you know, another $2,500 per month or whatever. That's not what it's about for me. I really want to make a big impact with this program, just like I did the first time. So if you click the link that I'm going to be sharing, I'll post it in the comments too. You can read the testimonial. So I have all the results from my students and what they had to say about the program and how it helped them. And yeah, so we're starting June 4th. There's an early bird pricing until I think the day after Memorial Day. So definitely go in fact, what I'll do now is I'll actually post the link right now. And if you guys have questions while I'm pulling this up, definitely feel free to ask it. I'm going to post a link right now so you guys can have it. Okay, so that should be in the comments. There you go. So yeah, if you guys have questions, definitely let me know. But yeah, basically for me, what I love, the structure of the program went like this. We would have a live call that we would all get on, and I would teach on a topic. So it could be about sales, it could be about marketing, it could be, you know, I think we had maybe one section of a whole thing on Facebook Live and how I make, you know, money from Facebook Live. And so we would talk about that, and then there would be questions, so you guys can ask questions at any point. So I'd answer the questions at the end, and then the same week, we would also have a live Q&A, which I love because I basically just went live, and then for as long as there were questions, I would answer them. So it could be 15 minutes, it could be for an hour and a half. I put no limit on it. And every single week, you can hop on and talk to me I did it on Saturdays, so I had plenty of free time. You can talk to me for literally as long as you need to about any questions that you have about any part of your business. So if you wondered how I, you know, price my sales, or actually that reminds me, I know someone had a question. Tika had a question, so I'll be sure to get to that. But yeah, classic example. So Tika asks, how did you get your first high-ticket client? That is that's a great question. And I got my first high-ticket client. It wasn't like high-ticket in the sense that I posted something for $5,000 on my website. What I did was I gradually increased my pricing to where now it's a high-ticket sale. So if you go to my website and you go to my branding packages, you're going to see a complete branding package. And that's going to have a website, a logo, a bunch of social media stuff, bunch of strategy stuff. And that's priced at $7,500. Now, when I first started my business, I sold that. It's evolved a little bit, but for the most part, that exact package for $750. And over the last like 3 or 4 years, I've gradually increased the pricing on that to meet demand. So if I feel like I'm getting booked too solid, like if I'm getting too booked, I have too many clients, I'm getting a little overwhelmed, I'll raise the prices, and that will kind of slow things down a little bit for me. And then I'll get booked up again, and then I'll raise the prices a little bit. So I've never like been a new entrepreneur and started trying to sell $7,500 packages. It's totally possible. I'm not saying that it's not possible. It is possible, but for me, I felt much more confident raising my prices gradually to reflect the demand that my services were in. So when I first got started, I kind of felt like this was my philosophy. Obviously, everyone has a different opinion. But for me, I felt like I'm sort of getting started. I'm new. I'm kind of at the bottom of the totem pole. I'll price myself low and go up. And that's what I did. And it worked out really well for me. It worked. You have to pick a pricing strategy that works well for you. That's why I'll never tell my clients how much they should be charging, because pricing is an energy exchange between the service and the service provider and the client, or the coach and the client. And you have to be the one to be honest about like what that energy exchange is going to look like. So if you have a coach that's telling you you must charge $5,000 or you must charge this, I would be wary of it, because it's going to be different for every person. And the energetic exchange is going to be, it's so personal and it's so relative to the individual people. So I would be careful of that. But for me personally, I gradually raised my prices, and that was a lot easier for me. So now I'm selling very high ticket items, and I'm confidently selling it. It feels like a right fit for me. It's competitively priced for the level that I'm at, and I feel confident with that. But if I had tried to start my business, personally for me, I don't know that I could have sold $7,500 package when I was just getting started. So hopefully that answers your question. Let's see. I want to make sure there are no other questions. Let me scroll through here. Kayla, I'm going to follow up with you too to see if you have any questions. Let's see. And I'm probably also going to follow up with Tika to make sure she got the answer to the question, because otherwise I'll send it to her in a personal message. Okay, so that is everything. If you guys have any questions about the course or the program, if you send me a message, I will get back to you on that. I'm capping it off at 30. It's a good number. So definitely message me sooner rather than later if you have questions. And I will see you in the next live stream. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. I love you and miss you all so much. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to end this. All right, yeah. And yeah, I'll see you in the next live stream.